Mitchell Robinson is one of the most important pieces on the New York Knicks team. If for nothing else, it's because he's the defensive anchor for this Knicks team. And he's even taken a step up on that regard. He looks to be in the best shape of his career, and he's putting on one of the best performances in his entire career this season for the Knicks. But during that last game the Knicks had against the Suns, Robinson took a very bad fall on his lower back. And after the game, he was talking to trainers and reporting that he had lower back pain. We're going to break down that report and offer an update as to if Mitchell Robinson is going to be good to go for the next game. All of this and so much more today. So be sure you're subscribed to the channel and have notifications turned on so you don't miss a second of the new content. And now, let's get started. We have an update on Mitchell Robinson and his injury. During the Phoenix Sun games last night, when Robinson was going into the paint, he was trying to get a rebound, and as he was coming down, he landed awkwardly on his lower back. He stayed on the floor for a few minutes, writhing in pain. He eventually did get up. He stayed in the game. Looked like he was trying to limp it off, and he did limp it off. He definitely stayed in the game because without him, the Knicks would have been lost. They needed him in that game to even stand a chance to beat the Phoenix Suns. And they had a chance close into that game, but unfortunately, they couldn't get it done. But after the game, when Robinson was supposed to be available for media, it was reported that instead of being available for media, he was working with the trainers and reportedly was talking about his lower back and being in pain. Shout out to Fred Katz from The Athletic for reporting the following. Mitchell Robinson left post-game media availability to meet with Knicks trainers about his back. Robinson said he was still in pain from a mid-game fall, said it was lower back pain. Today, thankfully, according to Fred Katz of The Athletic, we have an update from Tom Thibodeau, who was asked about the situation. And according to Thibodeau, he said he's not sure if Robinson will be on the injury report for tomorrow's game, but Robinson did go through practice today. Thibodeau also mentioned that there was nothing to report at the moment about Robinson's situation after he saw the trainers last night. It's always concerning to hear when any of your players are dealing with injury, but when it's a player with as much impact as Mitchell Robinson, it's obviously going to get Knicks fans a little bit more nervous than any other player. And this, for me, was a little bit shocking because you didn't expect Mitchell Robinson to go down like that. It was a very awkward fall. I did not expect that from him. The reaction scared me the most because he looked way more in pain than he let on. And the initial reaction looked like it hurt a lot. I felt like you could hear it very clear. It was a loud thud. The fact that he missed media availability just because he was in pain and had to go see trainers about it does not sound good to me. However, as we all know, when you're playing at that high level, whatever injuries you're dealing with, you're likely not going to feel them at the highest extent until you come down, until way after the game. So the fact that Robinson was feeling pain, even during that state when the game just ended, is telling. Now, he did go through practice. He is a tough guy, and he definitely wants to go through a whole season. He does not want to go through another season of missing a ton of games. And I can definitely understand why. But I don't want to see him play through injury, and I don't want to see him miss significant time because he's playing through injury. Like I said at the top of the show, Mitchell Robinson is one of the main engines to this team that helps them run. Without him, I don't know what this Knicks team would look like defensively, especially because of the way they shoot the ball, they need more second chance opportunities. And Mitchell Robinson is one of the leaders in the league at doing that. I think he actually leads the league in offensive rebounding percentage. Losing him hurts the Knicks a lot, especially on the glass and those second chance opportunities. So we don't want to see Robinson miss any time. But I don't want to see him play through injury just to play through injury. The next few teams that we're going to see are not going to be teams that are going to be the game-changing teams, the teams that have all the talent in the world. They have good talent, but it's not like they're the best teams in the world right now. We're talking about the Charlotte Hornets of the world and the Detroit Pistons of the world. Right now, I think it's safe to say if Robinson needs time, rest him. We can afford to rest him during some of these games where we're not going to really be seeing this top-tier talent. But if there's even an inkling that playing Robinson more or extended minutes could potentially hurt him or set him back with his Knicks career because he's playing through injury, I don't want him playing. The fact that Tom Thibodeau stated that Mitchell Robinson went through a full practice today is encouraging. However, just because the medical staff doesn't have anything to report right now doesn't mean there's nothing to report. It just means that as of right now, given the information that they have, it doesn't seem like there's anything to report. They could be waiting on tests. They may have done some x-rays. They could have done a number of things on Robinson right now that we're still waiting on. So I still want to put a pin on this thing because I don't know what Robinson's status is going to be for tomorrow. Given the report that I just heard from Tom Thibodeau, he should be good. But given how cautious the Knicks are with each and every player, I would say Mitchell Robinson is going to be a game time decision for tomorrow. With the likelihood is that he does play, but I still think they'll call it a game time decision if I know Tom Thibodeau and the Knicks, because that's what Tom Thibodeau and the Knicks seemingly always do when presented with these type of situations. So I am looking forward to see what Robinson's status is. He is a crucial part to this Knicks team. We cannot lose him. We cannot afford to lose him. I hope he's healthy. I hope he's fine. And I do hope he comes out of this with no long-term effects. The Knicks made a slight roster change due to an injury to one of their two-way players. According to Shams of The Athletic, he states that the Knicks are waiving injured guard Dwayne Washington Jr. and they're re-signing guard/forward Jalen Martin on a two-way NBA contract. Martin has averaged 13 points for the Knicks Westchester G League affiliate this season. You may remember Martin from this past summer because even though the Knicks didn't have any draft picks and didn't make any draft picks this past summer, they still went ahead and got somebody who was undrafted, a rookie, in Jalen Martin. But when push came to shove, they ended up waiving him and having him play for the G League team. But due to injury right now, they're re-signing him again to a two-way contract, which is good for Jalen Martin, and hopefully he can prove something with his time in the G League, take a step up, and hopefully show the Knicks that he can do something with that team and maybe, just maybe, get himself a call up to the main roster and see what he can do there. Unfortunately, there are steps to this. A lot of people actually want to see this kid get minutes now. They're high on Jalen Martin, and I get why, given that his mentor was Charlie Ward, and we all know how we feel about Charlie Ward, given what he meant to the New York Knicks. A lot of people are a little bit up and down in terms of what they feel about Jalen Martin and the fact that he went undrafted. However, there are a lot of players in the NBA today that have went undrafted that look phenomenal now. It's not unheard of, and I think Jalen Martin has a case to make a story like that as well too, if given the minutes. But he's going to have to get through the steps of his NBA story. And it starts with the G League, and then it goes up to potentially making the main roster, and then it goes from there. And he has the skill set to do it. I'm actually pretty excited that he signed a two-way contract with the Knicks, and he's back with the team. It's all up to him now, and the destiny is in his hands. He has to make use of this opportunity, do what he can do with it, and hopefully maximize it to the fullest extent. I'll be watching him, and I'll be hoping that he can make a roster spot. Because if you haven't watched this kid, please give him a look. He does a lot of things well, and some things, even though he's green at them, he can get better. Watch him grow, because I think he can. But what about you guys? What do you think about all of this? Do you think the Knicks should risk playing Robinson, even if he may have some lower back pain still from that fall that he had against the Phoenix Suns? Or, like me, do you agree that potentially he should rest a few games, get back to being 100%, and then rejoin the team and play with them? Let me know in the comments below, guys, because honestly, I would love to hear from you. That's going to do it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, go ahead and smash that like button, leave a comment below, and of course, guys, please subscribe to the channel. Until next time, Knicks fans. Peace.